guys, welcome back to part 3 of how to solder a ring. This is our final video and I'm going to share with you guys how to buff and sand your solder joint, how to polish your ring, and how to use a rock tumbler. So these are just the 3 steps to polish and finish up your ring, and then she is all good to go. So let's get into it. Okay, so the first step is going to be buffing out our solder joint. Please disregard my nails. I have been working and I'm going to show you guys what happens to your nails when you polish with the buffer wheel, so stay tuned. You can never get a manicure ever again, sorry. But anyways, back to the ring. So as you can see, the joint still has some solder built up, and we're going to take this off with 2 different ways. So the first way is taking your classic flat edge file, and we are going to simply place the ring on a block, holding it down with my left hand, and I'm going to simply just press down on the file, and I'm going to start removing the excess solder on the joint. So you can also lay down your ring as well if the solder is built up on the sides of the ring, and then I simply will just move the position of the ring, get the solder on the top of the band, place the ring on the other side so that the solder is all evenly buffed out on every single side of the ring. Okay, so as you can tell, the joint is now not visible, and that is golden. She's looking good. So if you notice that there's just some more gunk on here, or you really need to buff it out, usually if you're working with like bigger band pieces, I highly recommend using a Dremel. This Dremel actually comes with the bench grinder, and this is why I love this little machine, because you kind of get the 2-in-1. You can buff out your joint and then you also can polish it. So the extensions that I added to the Dremel are these little grit pieces that I actually just love. My friend recommended them to me, who's been silversmithing forever, and it comes with all these different types of grits. I like to use the 80 grit, but you can work around with all of them. This is the brand, and I will be linking them in the Amazon shop for you guys. And now I'm going to kind of show you guys how it works. You just plug it into the side right here, and then I like to turn it on just to like pretty slow speed. You don't want it to be super high. And then you're going to want to hold your ring really tightly. And I'm just going to simply place this onto the solder joint, and this just kind of buffs it out and also just polishes it a little bit as well. And it doesn't take off as much solder as a file does, but it's definitely good for like a last step, just to really buff it out. So it's not necessarily needed, but I like to just do this sometimes when I really want to make it just nice and clean. So once that is done, and I'm satisfied with the way that my ring is looking, now we are going to polish her up. The next step is buffing your ring with the buffer. This is like one of my favorite parts, but there is 2 things that I want to share with you guys. First of all, you want to make sure that you are wearing some sort of glasses. I wear these glasses just to see, so I just wear these just to protect my eyes, because you'll notice that this thing spins really fast, and it has happened to me so many times when my fingers just slip and the thing goes flying. So you want to just protect your eyes. I sometimes will wear a mask too, just because there's a lot of powder and dust kind of going all over the place, so I will wear my mask. But for this particular time, since we're just doing one thing really quick, I'm not going to wear it. And now we're going to talk about the polishing compound. So I got this red polishing compound on Rio Grande, and I'll link it for you guys, and I absolutely love it. Highly recommend it. And we're good to go. So now I'm going to show you how to use this baby. Okay, so we're going to turn on the buffer wheel, high speed, or about like 75%. Make sure that your Dremel extension is not connected or your Dremel will be spinning at the same time, so I took mine off. This can get a little messy. You're gonna see that my hands are gonna get nice and dirty, and I honestly am wearing too cute of an outfit. Don't wear this cute of an outfit to do this because it's gonna get destroyed. Okay, so you're gonna simply place this to the Dremel wheel. I'm just applying pressure, and you'll notice when I apply a lot of pressure, it actually stops. So we're gonna just do that a couple times. Once you notice the red, it's ready to go. So this is very, very important. Hold tight. Hold super, super tight to your ring. And I'm going to place it. And you're gonna notice she's getting so shiny. I'm even gonna turn it up a little bit more. But I would recommend playing around on the smaller speed just to get used to like the way it feels so that you don't lose your ring, because that definitely happens when you kind of stop paying attention or get distracted. But as you can tell, she's looking so shiny. This is seriously one of my favorite parts of making jewelry. It's so satisfying. And then where the joint is, that's kind of like, I'll hit it a little, give it a little bit more polishing just so that the joint is good. You can already tell my fingers are getting nice and black and dirty, and boom, she is looking good. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys how to use a rock tumbler. This is the last step. This ring honestly looks so nicely polished, and you don't have to tumble it, but I love to do the tumbler because it just adds this like perfect extra shine, and I like my rings to be really, really shiny. So I'm going to show you how to use the tumbler and pretty much my process. So this is what comes with the tumbler. You get the tumbler base and then the actual tumbler part itself, and then this is the lid and all that stuff. But things that you need to buy to go with the tumbler is the steel shot, which I have linked for you guys on Rio Grande. This is what basically polishes and tumbles with your rings and your pieces to give them that nice shine. So basically, if you don't have steel shot, it's not going to work. Then you're going to want some sort of strainer or something, because at the end, when your ring is done, you're going to pour this all into here so that you can pick out your pieces and dry out your steel shot. And then just a towel or some sort to place your steel shot on so that it can dry out so it doesn't rust. So I'm just going to show you guys simply how I would piece together this tumbler. So I already have my hot water in here, and then my steel shot, and about 2 to 3 pumps of Dove soap. Then I'm just going to drop my piece in. Then you're going to simply just put on this little lid, make sure it's tight. And then this goes on top. Sometimes I'll use my hammer to just make sure that it's nice and secure. And then we simply just put on the top piece, make sure it's nice and tight. Plug in your tumbler, set it on here, do that, and then turn it on. Alright, so that is the end of our soldering series. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I definitely did, and was just really excited to kind of teach you guys these skills. And even if you are a beginner and you're not there yet, I was just so excited to add this to our collection so that when you are ready, it is all here for you. So if you guys have questions, comment below on anything that we have gone over in these 3 past videos. And next Monday, I'm going to do a little Q&A and just answer your questions right here for you guys. So see you next Monday. So that is it. That is the end of polishing your ring. Sometimes if this happens and it gets off of the, I don't know what it's doing. Sometimes it happens. It's annoying.